Hey, what's up, bro?
What up, man?
This game?
You said what?
So I'm just playing this game right now.
What you playing?
Alright.
Ark Survival, the new one?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to get on that shit, man. And I was
It's free.
I was just calling you back, man. I missed your calls last night.
Yeah. I just want to tell you that I listened to I listened to two of the songs, man, but that last one was great.
Which one? I just,
Grandma.
oh, about she prayed for me.
Mm-hmm.
That shit hard, bro. I sent you the old school version. I got like an old school version and like a new school version of that shit. But,
I was the old school one,
yeah,
man.
the old school version go hard, bro. That whole old school album, man. Like I really do like that shit. I think there's 6 songs on that album. I want to write like at least 2 or 3 more songs in that same genre.
That's just
You know, I've been humping on these songs lately. I didn't. I think I wrote 54 songs this year so far. Yeah.
what that's about.
Playing around with that Suno, man, that shit just so easy. Just write your lyrics, throw that shit in there. You got a fucking song, bro. I got so many songs. I don't even like. It feels weird because I don't know all the. I write this shit so fast, and I don't have to like take the time to memorize it before I make the song. So it's like it's my music, but sometimes I can't even remember the damn lyrics I wrote for that shit.
That's what that is.
That's my brain fried, man. My brain fried.
Shit, actually.
But nah, I appreciate you checking that shit out, bro. I mean, I actually, oh well, I did. Yeah, I sent y'all the link. I put the whole thing on YouTube because somebody else that she prayed for me. Like a lot of people really do like that. Somebody's like, you need to put it on YouTube. So I just went ahead and put all of it up there so anybody can access it whenever they want to check that shit out.
Man, that's why that's a good one, man. I think a lot of people can relate to it. That's why my favorite rock is saying that.
Especially for my generation, we probably the last generation had some praying ass grandmas. All these new bitches don't want shit, man. All the big mamas gone now. I do believe too. A lot of us only made it out just because we had that woman praying for us, man, asking God to save our damn soul, man. Keep these kids covered in the name of your blood, Jesus, please. Lord, they out here wilding and smoking that tweed and selling them drugs. I know for a fact when some of us had some praying ass grandmas, man. Uh, check that whole album out. There's some little gangster shit on there too, like gangster old school. I don't know. I want it to sound like I want it to sound like that Motown sound, but the way them old heads did it, we can't never really recreate that shit. So I try to get as close as I can, but that was a era and a time we'll never see no classic shit like that again. With your old ass soul, I know that shit probably was right up your damn alley too. This motherfucker don't like nothing but the old.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
You definitely know it. I was like, I like the first one too. Let's say going in.
That's and like I said, that really just for a certain group. You got to be our age or older. Like younger people, they're not gonna get that shit. They ain't really gonna vibe with that shit like how we can. And even though like I'm a generation removed from that shit. That wasn't my era of music, but I still know like that era, that shit gave birth to Michael Jackson and Prince and all those guys, and they gave birth to us, to our sound. So
yeah, man, that's just crazy. That's straight though. So you did a good job on that.
appreciate it, man. And that's Suno, like they got the new version. That shit just sound better and better. It really started to sound more and more like a real fucking person, bro. That shit sound like real people saying that shit. But I'm on
Yeah, where's that?
no, I got off early today. Goddamn I've been playing Hogwarts Legacy. Like that Harry Potter.
I thought about downloading that, man.
Bro, get
I
it.
think it's only one player. You can't even play online together.
Nah. But I ain't even no Harry Potter fan, but yo, that shit fun as hell, dog. I can't even lie. I'm kind of addicted to that shit, man. Being a wizard and then the map, yo, it ain't no Grand Theft Auto size map, but yo, it's a big ass fucking map with a ass of shit to do. And it almost reminds you of something like you play any of the Spider-Man games. Kind of like that. Like Spider-Man got all like tons of different side quests, but they're all like unique and fun. And then the combat is cool. And then it's a big map, but not a huge ass map. I'm telling you, but it kind of reminds you of like Spider-Man. That shit fun as hell.
Shit, I might have to download it because it's free.
Yeah, that's why I got it. Cause I played the demo. I played maybe 30 minutes of the demo when they gave it to us the first time. And I was like, I don't know about that shit. But then when it was free, I was like, let me grab it up. I've been hooked on that shit for a minute now. At least 2 weeks I've been playing that shit. But that you said that Ark Survival free too, right? I have to get that. Got need to play some games with you again, man. I miss chatting with you, busting it up on the game on a daily basis, man. We've been out of contact for a minute.
Yeah, no, man. I got burnt out on fucking Call of Duty.
Me
Man.
too.
Just...
Yeah, me too, bro. I wound up playing Spider-Man 2, and then I played the Star Wars game, Star Wars Unleashed or whatever that shit was, and now I'm playing Harry Potter just because like I am a little burnt out on Call of Duty.
Yeah, bro. I tried to tell Jag this shit a long time ago, but that nigga I just play Call of Duty. All right, nigga, well shit. I guess I'm not about to just be playing Call of Duty. That shit's boring.
Nah, there's too many other games out there, man. Too much fun stuff.
That shit get boring out there, bro. Like, what the?
But shit,
Download the game, man. We can hop in the system. It's brand new, but it's tough, man.
hey, you best believe I had that shit downloaded this evening, bro. The weekend too. And you're gonna have to do me like motherfucking the Need for Speed game, man. You have to help me out, rank me up, level me up and shit.
I'm gonna be starting out with you, super low. So yeah, we both gonna start out with nothing. We gotta build clothes and
yeah, that game put you in that bitch naked, ain't it? You just start out naked with like nothing. Yo, they will be playing. He said you gotta build your own clothes. It's like, wait a minute, nigga, I can't even get a shirt, a t-shirt, a loincloth.
Start off in your chonies.
That's crazy.
You gotta tame some animals and figure this shit out. So, I mean, you can start your own server and just create and set it up how you want it. You can make it easier or harder, but either way, the game is hard.
Nah, I'm trying to tame some fucking dinosaurs in that bitch.
And they hard to tame.
I know. I I played that old Ark when it first came out, but I couldn't find nobody else to play with me. And like I said, the learning curve was too tough. I ain't wanted to do that shit by myself. I was like, man, I don't know about this shit. Nobody wanted to talk or communicate or fucking help me out. I ain't know what the hell I was doing either.
Yeah, you gotta make sure you get on a PvE server, not a PvP server. You get on a PvP server, motherfuckers gonna
Just kill you, raid your fucking bases, and break your shit down. No, I ain't gonna. Don't. If I build a base and somebody try to tear my shit, I'll be mad as fuck. Bro. I ain't about to do all that.
don't plan you, nigga.
Mm-mm.
When the animals does fine, I'll be mad about it.
Fuck that shit, bro. You put too much time in the building, collecting resources, and then putting that shit together how you want. Then have somebody tear that bitch up. They got some more DLC for fuck. What's the Tom Clancy game where you in the city? The Division. That shit old as hell. I think they just now released some more DLC for that shit. Huh?
You have it? You got the Division?
Yeah, but I had a Division Part 1 and 2. That shit was fun as hell.
I'm saying, do you still have it?
I got it. Yeah, it ain't on the. I have to re-download it, but I got it. I just watching some of the gamer guys I be watching. One of them dudes is playing like some new updated DLC. I was like, God damn, I ain't even heard they was gonna put that shit out.
Yeah, I got it. I got it on the game. I downloaded it. I just never took it on to play it, man. I ain't had nobody to play with. I like Tom Clancy, but the controllers are weird.
Yeah, you ain't lying about that. Yeah, because now like for most shooters and looters like that, it's like a standard setup for the controller. But Tom Clancy like, I'm gonna do my buttons different. Like, but why, nigga? God damn. Nigga, there's a standard to this shit now, man. X is fucking jump, nigga. Circle is duck, nigga. Come on now.
Yep. But I'm gonna go ahead and download. So you said Harry Potter is multiplayer online?
No, it's not. Not that I see. I haven't. I don't think it's multiplayer. But for just a sit down solo play, you're not gonna be disappointed, bro. You won't be disappointed because you get to build your own character and become your own wizard. Like, and then it's like the dialogue options. You can be like really cool, or you can talk shit to motherfuckers. I like it. I like it. And it's free. It's free.
Yeah, it's free. So I thought about downloading it the other day. I ain't go ahead and download it today though.
Like I say, when it's just you buy. Go ahead.
You said what?
Now you say when you just by yourself and just want to chill on the game for a few minutes, Harry Potter, just run some missions on there, and it's hella cinematic. Once again, it remind you of Spider-Man because it's hella cinematic, man. It's like playing a movie. Like anybody who's really big into the Harry Potter franchise, like they should play it because it's like a movie. That shit is really cinematic.
Oh yeah, I'll go ahead and download it then. Yeah, cause I said I'm playing this art shit, man. It's frustrating. Like I tame a dinosaur, I try to get them back to the fucking base, and you get killed on the way back.
Mm.
So I spent all that time and resource to tame it just to
not just lose that motherfucker before you get him back to the house.
Right now, I just tamed this damn saber-tooth, and it's not even falling like it's supposed to.
Oh, damn.
I gotta go back and you gotta fight off these damn bugs and shit.
Well, do your survival thing, man. I'm in the studio and I download that shit this evening. We'll hop on that shit either tonight or tomorrow if you ain't busy.
All right, bro.
All right, I'll chat with you later.
All right.
Bye. One of my gaming buddies. We ain't really been gaming with each other in a minute, man, because I said we just burnt out on fucking Call of Duty. We got a Call of Duty squad, but our other two squad mates, that's all they want to play is Call of Duty, and they don't want to play shit else. But me and my man, hey, we'll play other games, man. So, but we ain't really played no games together in over a month now, because like I said, we just got burnt out on the Call of Duty shit. But he playing Ark Survivor. I'm playing Harry Potter. Well, it's not Harry Potter. It's hey Wendy, cooking my tea. Um, it's not Harry Potter. It's Hogwarts Legacy is the name of the game, but it's just easier to say Harry Potter. So uh, if he gonna be on that Ark Survivor, I'll definitely play that shit with him. Anybody else got suggestions for fun games? Co-op or even just single player? It don't even matter. I just be trying to find some shit to keep me entertained because I'm still a gamer. This book cover coming out pretty good. Atari Tennis. Girl, ain't got no damn Atari. You might as well just say it Pong. Talking about Atari Tennis. That's Pong. My lines look a little frustrated. I ain't even gonna lie. My lines look frustrated right now. Um, Still gonna come out good though. I hope. I feel like it will. 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 Is that another song? Might not be. Yo, who is botting my stream right now? Why is there so many people in here? What the flip? What the hell? What the Haley? What the Haleyannus? What the Halle Berry? Who are all these people? Where did they go? I feel like it. Ba, 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 ba. I feel like it. Do, 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 do. All right, all right, all right. After this section, I'm gonna try to see. That might. It's a little wet still, but the side of it is dry. This that might be dry enough. Hey, we might continue just trying to letter some of these book covers this afternoon. You know what I'm saying? Add a little detail, and then add a little more detail. I put details in it. Add some more. How much more details do you need? I need all the details. Every last one of them. All the details that you can surmise needs to be in the painting. Can you see it in the picture? Yes. Then you need to paint it on the canvas. If you can see it, you need to paint it. I don't do that all the time. I definitely be dumbing this shit down every time I get a chance. Every time I get a chance, you gotta dumb it down because else And you be working on one of these paints for 17 years. You know what I'm saying? Now, once I become a full-time artist and I can just do this all day, y'all wait and see then, man. Just wait and see. I'm trying to tell you. Now. Y'all think these are masterpieces. You think this a masterpiece? You ain't seen nothing yet. Nothing. I'm just getting started good. I'm just warming up. I am just warming up. I need a little bit of black. I don't really like using black like that, but somebody out there cutting some grass. Damn. I need to cut my grass. I don't think I'm gonna wait till next weekend. Oh, the following weekend. I ain't gonna be here next weekend. All right, what y'all think about that? All right. It ain't all the way straight, but I gotta go over. I gotta go over some of these letters again. It's looking good though, man. I like this part right here, where the shadow hits those two letters, the V and the I, and then you see a little bit on the S right there. The little shadow, the little finger casting the shadow down there. You know, light and shadow is the key. That's what we're looking for. Light and shadow will give us contrast. Contrast will give us depth. Depth will give us field of view and perception. So if the contrast is good, you're on to a right start, you know? You're on to a right start. Oh, damn. And do I need a nap? Feeling kind of sleepy over here. I think I might need me a nap. Oh, come on, camera. Just Jesus Christ. They just make everything hard. Everything want to be complicated. They don't nothing want to work right. Just want to be complicated for no reason. All right, I use those two brushes. I have to keep these separated so I know I gotta wash those out. I'm gonna use that brush next. That high quality H2O. All right. I know it's a bot now. Ain't no way in hell. 55 motherfuckers in here. It can't be. Goddamn bots are strong today. It's grown to death. I don't mind. If the bots want to watch the stream, that's fine too.
There is more to see. There is more to be. You can't break the chains, 'cause we hold the key. There is more to see. There is more to be. You can't break the chains, 'cause we hold the key. Take a walk with me, we can walk to the beach, we can walk through the forest where we talk to the trees, we whisper like the breeze, listen to the birds sing, harmonize with nature, such a beautiful thing. Being stuck in the city probably drive you insane. Pimps and the dames, all the guns and cocaine, crooked cops and politicians keep playing games. When you look out the window, you know it's time for a change. Take my hand and let's expand. We can make some travel plans. We can visit some foreign lands. No adventures, let's take a chance. Take my hand and let's expand. We can make some travel plans. We can visit some foreign lands. No adventures, let's take the chance. Stand so white and the water's so blue. The weather's so nice and I feel so cool. Sipping champagne and we eating seafood. And the sun gets jealous when it shines on you. Got you in your bathing suit, take a dip in the pool. Everybody nice, ain't nobody acting rude. Hop in the caddy and put it in cruise. Our next destination, I'ma let you choose. Take my hand and let's expand. We can make some travel plans. We can visit some foreign lands. No adventures, let's take a chance. Take my hand and let's expand. We can make some travel plans. We can visit some foreign lands. No adventures, let's take the chance. There is more to see. There is more to be. You can't break the chains, 'cause we hold the key. There is more to see. There is more to be. You can't break the chains, 'cause we hold the key. I was running them streets, I was tucking that heat while I'm ducking police, always burning them trees. I was grinding so hard, 'cause my hustle runs deep, and I still made it out. 'Cause my grandmother prayed and she prayed for me. She prayed. She prayed for me. She prayed. She prayed. She prayed. She prayed for me. My life has a purpose. I know that for certain. Don't care how you worship. Don't judge any person. My passion stay burning. I'm still on my journey. Keep moving my feet. 'Cause my grandmother prayed and she prayed for me. She prayed and she prayed. And she prayed for me. She prayed. She prayed. And she prayed. And she prayed for me. always hold it down. She always hold it down, hold it down, down. She always hold it down. She always hold it down. She always hold it down, hold it down, down. Love potions, some poet, got me open, get high from your pheromones. Flow is in the cosmos, in motion, with a wild like the ocean. Stay calm and unfocused, like a horse, like a Trojan. Nothing but that hard pine, double up on hard times. Show you real pressure, getting diamonds from a coal mine. Niggas stay lying like a puppet from Geppetto. Acting hardcore, but they really false ghetto. I don't use a facade, I don't need a falsetto. I just want a massage where you in stilettos. You're the air I breathe, wind beneath my wings. You're the stars could see, they harmonize your name. You're the air I breathe, wind beneath my wings. If the stars could see, they harmonize your name. Hold it down, hold it down. And she keeps me grounded. Both people, the bullshit and can't be around. And she keeps me humble. And she keeps me honest. Talk about real love, I already found it. It's so astounding. I'm always surrounded by waves of emotions and the word keep grounded. Takes flight while your ego drowns in the presence of the prince. So you better watch your crown.
Oh, yo, P, you good, bro?
She always hold it down. She always hold it down. She always hold it down. Hold it down, down. She always hold it down.
Oh, I didn't even do that. I got so many damn apps open. What the fuck? Oh my god. I'm my lip itching. So many apps open. Alright, close some of them shits out. Wind up closing out the music app.
I just choose to. I just choose to. I just choose to. I just choose to. Never let you waste my time. Can't nobody block my shine. I just fall back. Cause they always play games while they smiling in your face. Nothing trying to take no place. I just fall back. I don't need fake love. I can see what hate does. I can feel it in your heart. So most these niggas, all that. Most these bitches, all cap. I only deal with hard facts. And fall back, fall back. I just choose to. I just choose to. Fall back, fall back. I just choose to. I just choose to. Fall back. You can't steal my energy or my inner peace. All my enemies envy me, cause I got the keys and the means to unlock my dreams.
2.2 on a triple B.
It's messy, you on crash.
I never fell off, I just feel bad. I just choose to. I just choose to. I just choose to. I just choose to.
I just choose to. I just choose to. I just choose to. I just choose to. Trap house entertainment. You go hard or go home. It's been so long. I've been so gone. On and on and on. You go hard or go home. It's been so long. I've been so gone. On and on and on. I ain't never had it easy, my scars were skin deep. I can barely get sleep, all good against me.
Double up, double up, double up, double up.
Guess I gotta switch these, cruising in a big league, shuffers in a Bentley, Remy bottles empty. Please don't tempt me, blow these quickly till you Swiss cheese. I'm teaching that you miss me, all that bullshit you can miss me. Do you want to make it? Change your situation. Way too
Complacent, complaining about the same shit.
Do you want to make it? Change your situation. Way too complacent, complaining about the same shit. You go hard or go home. It's been so long. I've been so gone. On and on and on. Go hard or go home. It's been so long. I've been so gone. On and on.
Yeah, 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 yeah. On and on and on and on. On and on, on and on. My newest song, so I gotta listen to this a couple times in a row. You know, we still trying to get used to it. I like it though. I like it.
Trap house entertainment. You go hard or go home. It's been so long. I've been so gone. On and on and on. You go hard or go home. It's been so long. I've been so gone. On and on. I ain't never had it easy. Scars for the skin deep. I can never get sleep. All bet against me. Double up, double up, double up. Guess I gotta switch these. Cruising in the big league. Shoppers in a Bentley. Remy bottles empty. Please don't tempt me. Blow these quickly till you switch cheeks. I'm teaching you mislead. I wish you can miss me. I'm teaching and you mislead. All that bullshit, you can miss me. Do you want to make it? Change your situation. Way too complacent. Complaining about the same shit. Do you want to make it? Change your situation. Way too complacent. Complaining about the same shit. You go hard or go home. It's been so long. I've been so go on and on and on. Go hard or go home. It's been so long. I've been so go on and on. Trap House Entertainment. Yeah. My real name, Travis. I traverse when I be traveling. The verse identity gamble when your mic can get dismantled. Don't play around with animals, with fangs in their mandibles. Venom with no antidote. Hit 'em, send his ass afloat. I stay on a plane like an antelope. She wants the fruits of my labor, but I can't elope. Put you in the scope. I ain't talking record deals. Y'all niggas do the most. Until this shit gets real, turn your ass to a ghost like I'm David Copperfield. Your bitch, let me cop a feel. Never see me hit the snow or pop a pill. I just ruffle feathers trying to grab a quill.
Niggas know I take charge, hit hard like a bone. And you niggas look silly, trying to floss like a thong. I'm a boss, I'm a don, I'm a king, I'm the prince.
If it don't make dollars, then it don't make sense. Niggas know I take charge, hit hard like a bong. And you niggas look silly, trying to floss like a thong. I'm a boss, I'm a don, I'm a king, I'm the prince. If it don't make dollars, then it don't make sense. If you see me pull the hammer, best believe I'm about to shoot it. Diddy, not that Diddy, do it, no Diddy. I do you greasy Diddy, bobbing to the music, pop that pussy like I'm Boosie. Niggas coming acting goofy, get a gun till you goofy. I stay solo like a Lucy, thinking they an MC, but it's nothing like the movies. You can never outdo me if I'm painting or I'm rapping. If I'm gaming or I'm trapping, pimping bitches with a passion, always keep advantage. Eagle eye to equalizer, jabbing niggas like a Pfizer break. Bone ships, spines, then the gods make demise. And I've been on this shit like I'm Lord of the Flies.
Niggas know I take charge, hit hard like a bomb. And you niggas look silly, trying to floss like a thong. I'm a boss, I'm the don, I'm the king, I'm the prince.
If it don't make dollars, then it don't make sense. Niggas know I take charge, hit hard like a bomb. And you niggas look silly, trying to floss like a thong. I'm a boss, I'm a don, I'm a king, I'm the prince. If it don't make dollars, then it don't make sense. Trap House Entertainment. Yeah. That's gay. on, so you know it ain't no thing. I ain't never pop a bean, you ain't never see me geek. I ain't never been a fiend, you ain't never see me tweak. Shining like a bunch of diamonds, so I hit you with that bling. Put you in a limousine, and I treat you like a queen. Never catch me on my D, keep it ball like Mr. Clean. And I make that pussy sing, get it wetter than the sea. Fuck you till you sleep, and then I fuck you in your dreams. And we always high as fuck, we ain't never low key. We know the birds and the bees, and she satisfy my needs. She my PYT, and I'm her OG. Baby girl, I got you sprung. So you know you cannot run. She keeps saying I'm the one, and we keep banging like a gun. Baby girl, I got you sprung. So you know you cannot run. She keeps saying I'm the one, and we keep banging like a gun. Keep you sprung like a switch on a blick. Must admit she represents. I'm the king and I'm the prince. Nobody fucking with my bitch. Yeah, she pretty and she big. Cook, clean and suck a dick. Got degrees in her own shit, and she too legit to quit. She ain't fucking with you niggas if it ain't about a check. Mad respect. And you pay for what you get. You like her pics. She fix my food and rub my feet. While you sliding in the DMs, gotta slide it on my D. Gotta slide it on my D. And all you hoes mad, cause I got her on my team. But you can't intervene or come between, cause my little shorty bad and her attitude. Baby girl, I got you sprung. So you know you cannot run. She keeps saying I'm the one. And we keep banging like a gun. Baby girl, I got you sprung. So you know you cannot run. She keeps saying I'm the one. And we keep banging like a gun. Baby girl, I got you sprung. So you know you cannot run. She keeps saying I'm the one. And we keep banging like a gun. Baby girl, I got you sprung. So you know you cannot run. She keeps saying I'm the one. And we keep banging like a gun. Trap House Entertainment. Can a nigga bar fry? Welcome back to the Boondocks. Let me show you my new spot. My mic's cold and I'm too hot. I don't fuck around with these new cops. They wanna be the man like Chewbacca. I'm too smooth and I move proper. We burn it down and we lootin'. Black Panthers need a new movement. If you shot, then we shootin'. Just call me Huey P. Newton or Fred Hampton. Uncle Ruckus, I can't stand him. In a nigga moment, I get active. You know help, like a thin jacket. You so fake that you look plastic. And I'm so real, you can't look past it. Y'all get drawn on like a cartoon. And I stay sharp like a harpoon. Turn the lights out, I like a dark room. The Boondocks about to start soon. Y'all get drawn on like a cartoon. And I stay sharp like a harpoon. Turn the lights out, I like a dark room. The Boondocks about to start soon. We talk politics and that's a big fact. The culture war you can't skip past. Yeah, I jumped in, made a big splash, then hopped out with a big bag and collect cash like it's knickknacks. Plus I pimp hoes like I'm slick back. You a big bitch with a big bag and she eat a dick like a Big Mac. It's a sitcom but ain't shit funny. Cause the situation can get ugly. Granddad, my big buddy, about to wild out like Jim Rummy. Might crash out on you big dummies. About to cash out, that's big money. I play around with a big budget, but y'all niggas can't get shit from drawn on like a cartoon. And I stay sharp like a harpoon. Turn the lights out, I like a dark room. The Boondocks about to start soon. Y'all get drawn on like a cartoon. And I stay sharp like a harpoon. Turn the lights out, I like a dark room. The Boondocks about to start soon. You do realize that light skin hoe was a hoe, right, granddad? Trap house. see. There is more to be. You can't break the chains, 'cause we hold the key. There is more to see. There is more to be. You can't break the chains, 'cause we hold the key. Take a walk with me, we can walk to the beach. We can walk through the forest where we talk to the trees. We whisper like the breeze, listen to the birds sing. Harmonize with nature, such a beautiful thing. Being stuck in the city probably drive you insane. Pimps and dames, all the guns and cocaine. Crooked cops and politicians keep playing games. When you look out the window, you know it's time for a change. Take my hand and let's expand. We can make some travel plans. We can visit some foreign lands. No adventures, let's take a chance. Take my hand and let's expand. We can make some travel plans. We can visit some foreign lands. No adventures, let's take a chance. Sand so white and the water so blue. The weather's so nice and I feel so cool. Sipping champagne and we eating seafood. And the sun gets jealous when it shines on you. Got you in your bathing suit, take a dip in the pool. Everybody nice, ain't nobody acting rude. Hop in the caddy and put it in cruise. Our next destination, I'ma let you choose. Take my hand and let's expand. We can make some travel plans. We can visit some foreign lands. No adventures, let's take a chance. Take my hand and let's expand. We can make some travel plans. We can visit some foreign lands. No adventures, let's take a chance. There is more to see. There is more to be. You can't break the chains, 'cause we hold the key. There is more to see. There is more to be. You can't break the chains, 'cause we hold the key. Trap house in the team. I was running them streets. I was tucking that heat while I'm ducking police. Always burning them trees. I was grinding so hard, 'cause my hustle runs deep. And I still made it out, 'cause my grandmother prayed and she prayed for me. She prayed. And she prayed, and she prayed for me. She prayed, she prayed, and she prayed, and she prayed for me. My life has a purpose. I know that for certain. Don't care how you worship. Don't judge any person. My passions stay burning. I'm still on my journey. Keep moving my feet. 'Cause my grandmother prayed and she prayed for me. She prayed and she prayed. And she prayed for me. She prayed. She prayed. And she prayed. And she prayed for me. please keep me whole. She has got to save my soul. And please keep me whole. And I will.
All right, we getting somewhere, people. We getting somewhere here. We're making some progress here today, people. I'm saying we putting letters on the books. Putting letters on the books. That's what I'm talking about.
She prayed, she prayed, she prayed for me. She prayed, she prayed, she prayed, she prayed for me.
Oh man.
She always hold it down. She always hold it down, down. She always hold it down. She always hold it down. She always hold it down.
I got the munchies already? Dang.
This is Kraken, the easy way to start exploring crypto. From your first trade to managing your portfolio, Kraken makes it simple, secure, and all in one place.
I've had conversations with people about it, and it's like, Jesus, like just trying to get the documents, like when they're trying to get the Epstein files, like the state of New York, one of the district attorneys was hiding, they were hiding documents that have forced them to get documents. I think there's so many powerful people that are on those lists. There's so many powerful people that went and partied. Air quotes, partied. And how many of them went to the Diddy parties? Have you been paying attention to the trial?
Oh yeah.
Trials. Wild.
With Ghislaine, with Epstein, with Diddy. Either Diddy's gonna commit suicide, either he's going to be hiding somewhere that we won't hear about for many, many years, or he's gonna be O.J. Simpson and he'll be released and said, I told you I was as innocent. I told you nothing happened. I told you I was this. Or he's gonna go to jail and spend the rest of his life in jail. Not likely, because he has access to a lot of information on a lot of people that make a lot of money for people in Hollywood. Do they want those people to be gone? I don't know.
The case surrounding Sean Diddy Combs is unraveling rapidly, and with each passing day, shocking new revelations and high-profile names, including Cassie Ventura, are being pulled into the spotlight. What began as a lawsuit from Cassie has cracked open a deeper, darker narrative. It's no longer just about personal misconduct. It's starting to resemble a web of control, manipulation, and secrecy so vast that many are now comparing it to the infamous Epstein scandal.
Is not just about sex trafficking, one victim, and it's just about more than sex trafficking. The RICO, feds are accusing him of multiple acts of kidnapping, arson, witness tampering, bribery, forced labor, intent to distribute narcotics, and more.
Diddy's case has been making headlines for months, but now it's taking a sharp turn into something much darker and far more sinister. The deeper the investigation goes, the more it feels like Diddy wasn't acting alone. Whispers of a hidden network, much like the one behind Epstein, are growing louder. People are beginning to wonder, is there a powerful lobby protecting him from the shadows? Will they pull the strings to make it all disappear, or will they turn on him the moment he becomes a threat? The stakes are higher than ever, and the conspiracy runs deep. And now, the story takes an even more chilling turn. Patrick Bet David, PBD, has raised eyebrows by pointing out something that many find too strange to be a coincidence. The lead prosecutor on Diddy's case is none other than the daughter of former FBI chief James Comey, a man recently in the spotlight for what some believe was a veiled reference to the killing of Donald Trump. Adding fuel to the fire, the previous prosecutor, Damian Williams, mysteriously stepped down from the case, with whispers suggesting he was quietly pushed out. The question now is, why, and who really stands to gain? The deeper you look, the clearer it gets. This isn't just about Diddy anymore.
There's way too many things that are coming out right now, especially when you think about the lead prosecutor. It was supposed to be Damian Williams, who he resigns December of 2024. He says, no, I'm not going to be dealing with this case on Epstein. And he's been on the Epstein, on Diddy, and he's been on the lead prosecutor for Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, and a lot of other things. And then the person that replaces the lead prosecutor to prosecute Diddy is Maureen Comey. Maureen Comey is the daughter of James Comey. James Comey, just a week ago, posted 8647. He found these beautiful shells, seashells that says 86 accidentally. Of course, he would never do such a thing. And he posted these 8647 shells. And then his daughter is the lead prosecutor for Diddy. And Diddy has all this information to other people.
PBD took it a step further, raising a question that's now echoing across the internet. Could the Diageo connection be the very protection that shielded Diddy for nearly 2 decades? He's been allegedly involved in these dark activities for over 17 years, yet not a single major case stuck until now. Why? PBD suggests that maybe Diddy wasn't just lucky. Maybe he was protected.
Diddy sues Diageo. Diddy filed a lawsuit accusing Diageo of neglecting the De Leon brand, racial discrimination, claiming they marketed it as an urban product and failed to treat him as a true business partner. Then in January 2024, they settled out of court. Diageo and Diego settled the dispute out of court. While details still remain sealed, the settlement marked the end of their business relationship. So this is from 2007 to 2024. 17 years. Could they have protected him? I don't know. Their CEO currently today is Deborah Ann Crew. She was a former intelligence officer in the military. Once intelligence officer, forever you're an intelligence officer. Who knows what happened? We don't know the relationship. We're not going to make any accusations. All we know is, could this have been a protection?
And once that protection, possibly tied to his powerful business ties with Diageo, was stripped away after the lawsuit and quiet settlement, the floodgates opened. Just 2 months after that confidential deal, Diddy's home was raided. The timing is too perfect. Was Diageo the silent shield all along? And once it dropped, did the powers that be decided it was finally open season on Diddy?
Where they were at the parties and they knew things that were taking place and they're like, wait, what do you want to do to us? No problem. Boom, drop the bomb. I don't know. All I'm saying is the timing is kind of strange. Maybe even they wanted to kind of be like, look, we know what's about to be dropped on this guy. We want to have nothing to do with you. We're out. Here's some money. You stay quiet. We'll pay you, but we want to get out of here. The only thing at the time is kind of crazy is January 2024, they settled. 2 months later, remember what we're sitting there doing and minding our own business? And you hear March of 2024, the feds are raiding Diddy's Miami home and his LA home. For what?
Even Joe Rogan couldn't stay silent on the matter. On his podcast, he echoed the growing suspicion that higher powers might be pulling the strings behind the scenes. Rogan drew a chilling parallel to the Epstein case, reminding listeners how even district attorneys were caught hiding key documents to protect the powerful.
I've had conversations with people about it, and it's like, Jesus, like just trying to get the documents, like when they're trying to get the Epstein files, like they're the state of New York. One of the district attorneys was hiding documents that have forced them to get documents. I think there's so many fucking powerful people that are on those lists. There's so many powerful people that went and partied.
He suggested that something similar could be happening here, that Diddy's infamous parties may have been more than just celebrity hangouts. According to Rogan, there's a strong chance that some very influential people were regulars at those parties. And now, with the trial heating up, the fear isn't just about Diddy going down. It's about who else might get exposed along the way.
Party. And how many of them went to the Diddy parties? Have you been paying attention to the trial?
Oh, yeah.
Trials. Wild.
Joe Rogan didn't hold back. He speculated that Diddy could very well end up rotting in jail for the rest of his life if things keep swirling the way they are. But then came the twist. Rogan and his guest also warned that this case might follow the same eerie pattern as the Epstein saga. Despite explosive allegations of child trafficking and elite involvement, Epstein's trial never truly delivered justice. No major players were ever held accountable. Rogan questioned whether Diddy's case is heading down that same road. Big headlines, shocking claims, and then silence.
Well, Diddy's going to be in jail for the rest of his life. I think he's probably going to get hit up.
How dramatic.
I don't know. I don't think it matters. I mean,
Even the
it's-
tone.
a lot of it
Body
is,
in jail.
But then it's
for the
just
rest of his
murder.
life.
There's
It's
murder
murder
like Ghislaine Maxwell, where
There's
somebody
murder
gets indicted
cases.
and nobody else. Indicted for trafficking kids to
Mhm. right
No.
to no one.
Joe
Who?
even raised
Exactly.
the possibility that Diddy
That's what I never understand about the Epstein trials. It's like, okay, Ghislaine Maxwell is in prison for child trafficking. To who? Nobody knows that part. We don't know. We know they were, selling out these young girls, and that's all we know. That's not the whole story. To who? They were doing what with young women and taking them where? Okay, who was there? Nobody has any memory or recollection or anything about who was actually there. Oh man, I think that shit sounds too convenient. It's too convenient. We know the prince was there. A couple other motherfuckers for a fact. The Clintons definitely there. Else he wouldn't have a fucking painting of Clinton and a painting of Bush Jr. Like, bro, why this motherfucker got these weird ass paintings of y'all? Cause y'all was hella close. Y'all was hella tight. Y'all was buddy buddy. Might been butt buddies. You know? Might have been butt buddies. That's why Clinton was on his plane 27 times. 27 times he flew with Epstein. Where y'all guys going? Going back to my island. Yeah, you got an island? Yeah. What do you do on your island? You just chill and relax. That sounds nice. It's pretty cool. It's pretty awesome to have like your own little island, you know. How the fuck can you afford an island? Well, I work in the finance section. What the fuck does that even mean? What does that even mean? You work in the finance section? No, that's not the Tate brothers. I forgot this guy's name. And then it's not even whoever is doing this is called Box News. He's just taking a bunch of clips from a lot of different other people who were talking about it.
might not have been
But the one guy,
The time is kind of crazy. It's January 2024.
this
They
guy
settled.
right here.
2 months later, remember what we're sitting there doing and minding our own business? And you hear March of 2024, the feds are raiding Diddy's Miami home and his LA home. For what?
I don't watch that guy very often, but I have come across. I think I actually. You know what? After Tate got out of jail, I think that was one of the first guys he did an interview with, whoever that guy is. I think Tate really went on this show. I didn't know who Tate was until he got locked up, or until they tried to deplatform him or silence him or all that shit. I had no clue at all. Never heard of the motherfucker. Never seen a image of him a day in my life. And then like after you start getting all that publicity about whatever false incrimination and all this shit, his name was just really popular, floating around in like videos just automatically. You should watch this. Like, who the fuck is this Andrew Tate guy? Now I know who he is. Motherfucking Top G. You know what? And I kind of like Andrew Tate. Motherfucking Top G. He said, I got 2 world belts. 2 of them. So twice, he said, twice I've been the best in the world at something. Most people will never be the best in the world at anything. So he's like, shut the fuck up and don't talk to me about shit until you're the best in the world at something. I was like, arrogant, but not wrong. But he's not wrong. I've never been awarded a title saying I'm the best in the world of any fucking thing. Let me shut the fuck up. I don't got no accolades like that. So everybody would always talk shit to him and about him, like, man, you become the best in the world at something, then come holler at me. Yeah, Piers Morgan is a soggy bottom. I agree with Piers sometimes, and I do like when he puts together a panel of diverse people to talk about a topic. But this is just listen to what's the comedian? I just watched that shit yesterday, right? Was that yesterday? Listen to the dude stand up. This is it. This.
Being a king was never an easy job. Check this out. So I just built my castle on the hill. Hopefully the enemies won't get up here that easy.
Soho Theater.
Gonna throw this out there for you. Feels pretty flat to me. I know I haven't been all. I feel like 2021. You should show up to your kids. Why do you think you can teach me something? We're the same age themselves. I went to my friend's house. He built a whole deck. That light bulb. Watching someone get something that you understand or to say something very unique, you have an appreciation for communication, right? And that's not what Duolingo is looking to do. They would like to make more money, and it's a business. So to be fair, more money would be nice. That's what you're supposed to do at business. No one shows up to business like, did you make? The bus driver cut the wheel so hard in front of me and looked at me the entire time. Or do their homework for them or do the lesson for them and turn it in. The big fear there is that they will not know how to think to a conclusion, right? Like if we're being honest, and this isn't to disparage what anyone teaches or how they teach it, but a lot of the actual lessons you learn in school don't matter as much as different, you know? But you also have to look at it from the perspective of those kids because and not just because of the shootings, it's also less resources than kids in other districts and kids who just, and I'm like, okay, all right, y'all think you're cute. You think you're cute, you're gonna leave me. Just wait. Wait like 200 years. I'm gonna send the most annoying man that's ever lived to be on 3 of your news stations every day. No? Ever do to you? As Piers Morgan on our TV all the time. Oh, who else you could have sent that book? It almost constitutes an act of war. Like, as if it makes sense. You know? Y'all have some phenomenal exports. But you do have some rough ones. You know? Like, why did y'all do like that? Sending Piers Morgan to us. It almost constitutes an act of war. Like I don't know who else you could have sent that Boris Johnson wouldn't have been as destructive as Piers Morgan on our TV all the time. That was, what did we ever do to you? I like to think that the UK holds like centuries long grudges. And I'm like, okay, all right, y'all think you're cute. You think you cute, you gonna leave me. Just wait. Wait like 200 years. I'm gonna send the most annoying man that's ever lived to be on 3 of your news stations every day. No? Because it's difficult. I mean, you can get really far without knowing much. That's scary. And that's even before AI. Ask Piers Morgan. You can get so far without knowing anything. In fact, there was a teacher in the US. This blew my mind. This teacher, and look, I'd have to look it up again, but I was.
Yo, he went in on Piers Morgan. Like, why the fuck did y'all send Piers Morgan over here to be on our news channels all fucking day? Like, that's dirty as fuck, UK. That almost constitutes an act of war. Boris Johnson could have been better. Damn. And then as I listened to the joke the first time, I'm like, is Piers Morgan that bad? Like, or he just needed a UK punchline? Y'all sent us Piers Morgan. What the hell? Yeah, Piers Morgan standing up to Tate. That doesn't impress me. Pierce, he's a professional kickboxer. You're a professional talker. And I don't agree with everything Tate says, but he definitely makes some valid points, yo. I shared one of his Instagram clips not too long ago. Some white dude with pink hair was talking about hyper male aggression and masculine toxicity and all that stuff. And it's only because of the patriarchy and this hyper aggression and and he is like, bro, you have nothing against male aggression at all. Because if I were to come punch you in the face, you're gonna call a hyper aggressive police officer with a gun to come handle business because you're too bitch of a man to do it yourself because you rather sit around and eat snacks and play video games. The eating snacks and playing video game shit really hit hard on me. But at the same time, like, I can defend myself though. I ain't about to let nobody just beat me up. And the dude just got super silent. You're not against male masculinity and hyper aggression because you love a fucking police officer. If anything ever happens, those are the first people you're gonna call. Why? Because you're too soft and bitchy to protect yourself. So you're gonna get a real man, an alpha male, or so they consider themselves, with a gun to come be hyper aggressive for you. Once again, so you don't have to. So you can just sit around and watch TV and play your games and not actually have to protect your family or defend yourself. A man should be the first line of defense for his family. The first line of defense. Not walking around with pink hair like, I'll call the cops on you. Tate is not a dummy. I agree with you on that. He is not a dumb guy. I mean, he's parlayed his success into other stuff. Like he's not just an athlete. He actually can have an original thought. And, I think he's very businessman. I think he's a businessman who just knows how to fight. I think he's way more business minded than people give him credit for. But he can throw a fucking jab and a good ass roundhouse kick that'll knock somebody the fuck out. So it gives him the extra ability to talk shit. I don't like how you're talking to me. Well, do something about it. And you know what? Most people can't do something about it. You just got to sit there and listen and take it. Because what are you going to do? Fight him? Motherfucker's 2-time world champion kickboxer. I'm not fighting that motherfucker. You know how many times I've taken kickboxing classes? 0. Zero times. And you know what? That's enough for me. That's enough times for taking kickboxing. None. Yeah, but that guy misleads the clip too. He was like, it says Joe Rogan talks about the Diddy trials. But then you're just showing clips of a bunch of other stuff, bro. And then I had to go through that Piers Morgan joke that the boys did.
Stone is the builder refused. I am the visual, the inspiration that made ladies sing the blues. I'm the spark that makes your idea bright. The same spark that lights the dark so that you can know your left from your right. I am the ballad in your box, the bullet in the gun, the inner glow that let you know to call your brother son. The story that just begun, the promise of what's to come. And I'm a remain a soldier till the war is won. I am the stone that the builder refused. I am the inspiration that made.
So you're telling me that these scientists that are proclaiming the capabilities of these satellite tomography devices that are saying that they can see kilometers into the ground with this stuff?
That's not true.
Are you sure?
I did.
Do you understand the technology?
No, I don't. Not me.
So
But I
asked
asked
people.
scientists who are in this field.
Have you talked to these scientists that are saying that they have these discoveries?
I made a press release.
But did you talk to them?
I did not.
Why not?
Because they did not talk to me. How can I find them? Would
you be willing to talk to them?
Of course,
If I
I
can
am.
connect you to them?
Yes,
Okay, I'll connect you to them. I'm just interested if new technology becomes available and they figure out a way to look into the ground and you discover things, especially if they discover the Osiris shaft and it turns to actually.
They did not discover the Osiris shaft again.
Okay, you discovered it, but they used their technology to show an accurate depiction of the interior of the Osiris shaft. So you're telling me that these scientists that are proclaiming the capabilities of these.
You know what? I still never finished that episode.
Traditional AI assistants might suggest generic fixes. Owen actually understands your entire code.
DeepSeek just dropped a new version of DeepSeek R1. All of a sudden, we saw the weights on Hugging Face, but nothing else, no information. And just today, we have some information on it. It is a pretty substantial update, although they call it a minor upgrade. And hold on one second, I need a sip of water. I'm bullish on agents. Are you? Want this mug? Shop.forwardfuture.ai. In the latest update, DeepSeek R1 has significantly improved its depth of reasoning and inference capabilities by leveraging increased computational resources and introducing algorithmic optimization mechanisms during post-training. Outstanding performance across various benchmark evaluations, including mathematics, programming, and general logic. Now, here's the important part. Its overall performance is now approaching that of leading models such as O3 and Gemini 2.5. This is a completely free, completely open source model by DeepSeek and competes directly with closed source frontier models by leading US tech companies. Let me show you some of the benchmarks. So in light blue, we have the previous DeepSeek. In this dark striped blue, we have the new DeepSeek. So on AMI 2024, we went from 79.8 to 91.4. On AMI 2025, we went from 70 to 87. On GPQA Diamond, 71 to 81. Live Code Bench, 63 to 73. AIDR, 57 to 71. And Humanities Last Exam, 8.5 to 17.7. Now, if we compare it to O3 by OpenAI, it is actually quite close. Basically the same on AMI 2024, a little bit behind on AMI 2025, same with GPQA Diamond, and Live Code Bench a few points, but then AIDR we see a pretty substantial difference, 71 to 79. Surprisingly, Gemini 2.5 Pro, which I consider to be the best coding model out there, falls behind on pretty much every benchmark to O3. And Artificial Analysis did its independent analysis of the new DeepSeek, and here's what they found. DeepSeek's R1 leaps over xAI, Meta, and Anthropic to be tied as the world's #2 AI lab and the undisputed open weights leader. So it jumped from 60 to 68 in the Artificial Analysis Intelligence Index, which is their index of the 7 leading benchmarks. And that's the same type of increase as we saw from OpenAI's O1 to O3. There has been no change in architecture. That's why we're not seeing R2. This is R1 V2. It's a large 671 billion parameter model with 37 billion active parameters. And it had a significant leap in coding skills. R1 now matching Gemini 2.5 Pro in the Artificial Analysis Coding Index, and only behind O4 Mini High and O3. Now, I have found the same thing. I've run a few tests with it, and one thing that I've seen is the amount of code it's willing to output for a single piece of functionality like the Rubik's Cube test or like the Snake game is pretty substantial, on par with Gemini 2.5 Pro. Now, another interesting thing is that the new version of R1 uses many more tokens to think than the previous version of R1. Check this out. R1 528 used 99 million tokens to complete the evals in Artificial Analysis Intelligence Index, 40% more than the originals. The new R1 thinks for longer than the original. That's basically what it means. But Gemini 2.5 Pro is still using the most tokens, 30% more than R1 0528. Now, here's why all of this is important. The gap between open source and closed source continues to shrink. DeepSeek R1, when it first came out a few months ago, was a huge leap in open source. It was really the first time we saw an extremely capable, extremely efficient thinking open source model. But now with its upgrade, it is comparable to these leading frontier models. And also, here's the other thing to keep in mind. According to Artificial Analysis, China remains neck and neck with the US. Models from China-based AI labs have all but completely caught up to their US counterparts. This release continues the emerging trend. As of today, DeepSeek leads US-based AI labs, including Anthropic and Meta, in Artificial Analysis Intelligence Index. And how did they squeeze all of this additional intelligence out of that same base model? Well, post-training. They continued to refine their reinforcement learning techniques, and they were able to squeeze more out of their original pre-training run. Now, here's what that jump looks like. Here's DeepSeek January 2025 at 60, right below Claude 4 Sonnet, which just came out, and a massive jump to be right behind the OpenAI closed models, and on par, equal with Gemini 2.5 Pro preview May 25. Now, there are still a bunch of models that we haven't seen, including Grok 3.5, which according to xAI is going to be really good, kind of different. We'll see. I think the thing I'm most disappointed in is Llama 4 Maverick, all the way down here. I had such high hopes for Llama 4, and they have been dashed. So of course I gave DeepSeek the new version with DeepThink on, that's the R1 version, the Rubik's Cube test. I'm using the same prompt as I used with all the other models that I tested this on. Write a complete HTML JavaScript program using Three.js that renders a fully interactive Rubik's Cube simulation of any size up to 20 by 20 by 20. The user should be able to specify the cube size dynamically. The cube should be constructed accordingly with proper color-coded faces, include camera controls to rotate the view, allow for basic user interaction such as rotating layers of the cube via mouse or UI buttons. Now, Gemini 2.5 Pro, the original one, nailed it. First go, no problem. Really was mind-blowing to see that. Then the new version of Gemini 2.5 Pro was able to do it again really well, even slightly better. So it thought for 328 seconds. That is multiple minutes of thinking, and it's still outputting, but the thinking process is over. Let's look at some of these chain of thoughts. So it's basically restating what it's going to do, performance, it's asking questions. But note, we are going to have to update the positions of these stickers when rotating layers. And here it's asking about different meshes and layers. It's going to be too heavy. So it's really iterating over different approaches to solving this problem. And I believe it just finished. Yep, there we go. And the cool thing is you can run it right from here. Okay, well, I see all of these settings, but I don't see an actual cube. That's disappointing. Let me try copying it and doing it locally. Yep, so it looks like there is no cube. Let's see if we can get to fix this. So first I'm going to look at any errors, and I see. So Three.js was not initialized. I've been having this problem lately with a bunch of different Three.js usages. So let me just try to get this fixed. Okay, so I fixed Three.js, and that was all it took. And this looks quite good to me, actually. All right, let's see what happens if I click scramble. Oh, so close, but nope, still nothing compares to Gemini 2.5 Pro on doing this test. So it looks like it scrambled. It didn't really scramble properly. Then it just solved itself. Let's click solve. And yeah, once again, the physics, the rotation just didn't work. All right, the next thing I'm going to try is an advanced snake game. Not just a normal snake game, but let's do a more advanced version with different types of food, different types of power-ups, teleportation, all of this cool stuff. And it started, it's already going. And while that's working, let me show you a couple other interesting graphs. Now, this is frontier language model intelligence over time. This is by artificial analysis. This is the intelligence index score. Here's OpenAI in black. Right here was GPT 3.5 to GPT 4. And then we had a couple minor leaps. This right here, this major leap is when we had thinking models, then we had a couple minor leaps. And so you can see there are a couple major instances where we had these big leaps and then a few minor leaps. Now here's DeepSeek in dark blue. We can see right there, a couple minor leaps, and then all of a sudden, huge leaps at the beginning of this year when DeepSeek R1 came out. And another very nice leap right there with the new version of R1. And if you're wondering which provider to use for the fastest inference speeds, here it is. Fireworks is number one. Output tokens per second, 253 for this new DeepSeek R1 variant. Now the context window on DeepSeek is still relatively low. On DeepSeek proper, we're getting 64,000 tokens. On Fireworks and some other inference providers, we get 164,000. Here's some pricing options with Fireworks being at the top and DeepSeek being towards the bottom. All right, so interestingly enough, the advanced snake game only took 22 seconds of thinking. So we're going to create a visually enhanced version of the classic game Snake using Python, define classes. So really just setting up how it's going to actually construct the game. Now, the output of the code took a long time. Look how much code there is. Quite a bit. And it comes in at 1,117 lines of code. Let's see if it works. Oh, it does not. Name error. Name player snake is not defined. Let's see if this is an easy fix. So I'm going to throw it back into DeepSeek, continue the conversation. Hopefully this does not take a long time. All right, it's done. Let's give it another try. Oh, and it just ends instantly, but it's definitely there. Unfortunate. Okay. Well, I'd say I'm a little unimpressed with this new release, just based on the few tests I've given it. Now, according to the benchmarks, it's a huge leap. That's great, but I usually like to see it accomplishing a little bit more with my tests. So that's it for today. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.
Here we go. Keep
matter where you tried to run, no matter where you tried to hide, for months on end, you could not escape the
all the bots are starting to leave.
game Hogwarts Legacy. This game was absolutely everywhere, beating you into submission whether you liked it or not. At least that is, until it wasn't, when Hogwarts Legacy dropped off the face of the planet about a week after release. So much excitement, so much positivity, and then nothing.
Nothing. I repeat, nothing.
It turned out the long-term staying power that so many single-player games have these days, games half a decade or more older, well, that just wasn't there at all for Hogwarts Legacy, despite it following the same exact formula. Why is that? Well, the answer, I think, all hinges on one major mistake this first attempt at an open-world Hogwarts game made.
In my opinion.
To be upfront here, this video is something I've needed off my chest for quite a while, but I've done my waiting, 7 months of it, so here we go.
The sound of the cannon.
In my mind, Hogwarts Legacy is the most frustrating game of the year. Not because it's bad, not at all, but instead because it absolutely nails what it needed to most, but then seems to enter a race against itself to abandon everything it does best. Let's start with the obvious, the castle itself.
It's beautiful.
Now, I don't know how many of you watching fall into the same boat as me, but Hogwarts Legacy was my most anticipated game ever. Those movie tie-ins were amazing as a kid, but they were thrown together in months to meet a deadline, and while some of them hold up, the untapped potential was off the charts for a fully realized Hogwarts. I couldn't wait for this game, and by the way, this is coming from someone who is Harry Potter for Halloween every single year, except for one when I went to Shrek, which was a fucking disaster, but that's a story for another time. Point is, if there's one thing this game needed to get right, it was the castle. And by Merlin's saggy left, they did it. Those first 10, 15 hours in Hogwarts are where the game peaks. There's not really anything to find in terms of interesting collectibles, mostly just a near infinite amount of clothing items, but what the castle does have are quite a few little references and details that zero attention is brought to. The game doesn't throw them in your face because they exist for you to seek out, you being the book fan or the movie fan, and I love the game for having those things. What I don't love is that Hogwarts Legacy puts this amazing castle in front of your face and then kicks you out of it into way less interesting areas for most of the game.
I'm afraid this is the end of Hogwarts.
One of the biggest mistakes Hogwarts Legacy makes is having this huge, sprawling map south of the castle that offers almost nothing. And I find it to be such a misfire because whether it was realized or not, that sprawling map came at a major cost. One that slowly but surely infects, degrades, and cheapens nearly every last corner of this game by the end. And well, let me explain. First though, I want to give a quick thank you to this video's sponsor, Factor. Now this is the first sponsor I've accepted in like 2 months, which was also Factor, mostly because they're the meal delivery service I use myself every week. All you really need to know is that if you're someone who struggles to eat the right things each day without wasting a ton of time you don't have cooking, cleaning, and shopping, then Factor is what you need. Their meals are fresh and never frozen, but even more important to me is that every meal I've had has somehow been healthy, incredibly convenient, and really good, which in my adult life I found to be a near impossible combination to lock down. Heating the meals up takes just a couple of minutes. You have around 30 options to choose from each week, many of which clock in around 500 or fewer calories, and your order is fully customizable. To get started, head to factor75.com or click the link below and use code NEON50 to get 50% off your first Factor box. You won't be locked in or committed for anything past that, so I'm just personally recommending give that first box a try at least, and you won't be disappointed.
Eat. You'll feel better.
Now, back to Hogwarts Legacy and that huge, huge map. Before saying anything else, I want to be clear that as an idea, there's no problem with massive open worlds or even certain types of filler content. In fact, I think there can be a place for filler in games as long as it isn't taking away from things that are far more important. Hogwarts Legacy, though,
Explore crypto. Start your journey in just a few taps with Kraken. From your first trade to managing your
well, this game has about 40 hours worth of content that just should not exist, not when there are far more important features that are completely missing. Now, I want to point out, it's not that spending time south of the castle is an awful experience. I mean, at least it's an excuse to listen to this game's amazing soundtrack. But what Hogwarts Legacy really, desperately needed was focus. This isn't a game that you can accuse of not having a ton of resources put towards it. I mean, it was in development for 6 entire years. And for whatever reason, so much of that time and effort was spent on a barren open world, and tons of areas that bizarrely make almost no use of the Wizarding World license. somehow, some way, that turn your brain off with a podcast on content, the kind that you could also get from any other open world game, well, that stuff somehow took priority over much of what was really needed inside and around Hogwarts.
Due to the unfortunate injury on the pitch in last spring's final, this year's Quidditch season has been cancelled.
That's rubbish! That's rubbish! You don't do it!
Maybe some of you will disagree with what I'm about to say, I don't know, but I would trade every single Merlin trial, every last cave with nothing but a meaningless piece of clothing in it, every nonsensical Alohomora minigame and demiguise statue south of Hogwarts. I'd trade all of that in a heartbeat for even half of what's missing or barely there inside and around the castle. I don't need to explore an empty cave for the 687th time. The first two were more than enough.
In the most brutal way, they're almost cruel.
Honestly, one of the most memorable moments I got out of this entire game, not in a good way in this case, was when I solved a little puzzle on the outside bridge of Hogwarts. The puzzle itself was great, but after solving it, I took a look at the game's field guide, how you track your progress, and I saw that what I just solved was 1 out of 3 Hogwarts secrets. Yes, 3 for the entire castle. There's 95 Merlin trials in the countryside. 95, not an exaggeration by the way, and also they're really the same 5 repeated about 20 times each, yet there's 3 Hogwarts secrets in total.
Or maybe you didn't notice. There are 3!
Now, in case you haven't played the game, I don't want to misrepresent things. There are the little visual details in the castle I already mentioned, as well as collectibles that the game doesn't count as being secrets, and rightfully so, because they're all the very straightforward kind that are repeated many times over. You know, see a certain type of door with a minigame on it, solve that minigame for the 9th time, and you're in.
I'll be waiting to open the door.
Don't get me wrong, that stuff is not awful. In fact, I was constantly reminiscing back to those collectibles when the game forced me outside of the castle for the other 85% of them. Inside Hogwarts, and by extension the immediate surroundings including Hogsmeade, well, the collectibles didn't even really register as a grind, because I was entertained enough running around the castle.
Spooky how the time flies when one's having fun.
However, when I was grinding out the points of disinterest in the 14th identical wizard hamlet south of Hogwarts that had 0 distinguishing features from the last 13, well, I couldn't help but to think of how much better of a time I'd be having in the castle or in Hogsmeade, and how much better spent development time would have been in those areas.
What? That's what you think?
That's what I think. Let's quickly talk about the Hogwarts professors, because they're maybe the single best example I can come up with of this game just sprinting away from what it does best. So, the devs of Hogwarts Legacy, Avalanche, did an absolutely incredible job of coming up with a new roster of professors. I'm a dork, so at launch I bought the concept art book for Hogwarts Legacy, and looking through it, I mean, it's beyond obvious that everyone responsible for bringing these new professors to life realized the expectations fans were going to have. I mean, how exactly do you follow up the professors of the books and the movies who were all so memorable?
Carol.
Well, the answer is that you do it like Avalanche did, because they knocked it out of the park. Professor Sharp, Weasley, Ronan, Garlick. I remember them all, especially Garlick, for some reason, but unfortunately, Hogwarts Legacy presents you with this really great lineup, and then just completely forgets about them so you can go commit mass murder and pop balloons in some generic countryside. You know, it would be really, really entertaining to see what the reaction would have been before launch if it had slipped out that in this 70-ish hour game, you only go to most of your classes a single time for about 5 minutes, and that each professor gets 1 or maybe 2 cutscenes, almost all of which are in the first 10 to 15 hours. After that, the game just kind of gives up on any feeling of you being a student, because you're too busy slaughtering every human and goblin who ever lived with 0 repercussions.
Your blood's on Ranrock's hands.
Spoken like a true politician.
On the topic of goblin slaughter, something that of course comes up frequently here on this channel, how about that main story, which again, almost entirely falls into the trap of Hogwarts Legacy not recognizing its own strengths. Now, I won't spoil it because there's really no reason to, but the main quest line is the type that could be summed up in about 2 seconds, because the premise basically is the entire story. You're the chosen one, more or less, and there also happens to be a goblin rebellion going on, so go kill thousands of them and figure out why you're the chosen one, which will definitely play out exactly how you think it will, because this is the safest main quest of all time. The story doesn't really take a single twist, turn, or chance, and while it is fine, it's passable, what gives me a headache is that the main quest gets absolutely embarrassed by one of the side storylines. You probably already know which one I'm talking about.
Peacock just got awesome. Watch Dogman now.
Let's do this.
Dogman!
Now do what I gotta do. It's of course the quest line with Sebastian and Ominous. These two characters carried Hogwarts Legacy. They carried it hard, especially towards the end when their story is one of the only reasons left to ever be in Hogwarts. I don't know how many of you had the same experience, but it reached the point for me while playing where my primary motivation for continuing the main quest line was just to unlock more of the Sebastian and Ominous story. Whenever I'd get a new objective related to them, I'd sprint towards it immediately and have a good time. But when it was over, I'd already know exactly what was about to come next. I'd hang my head low and get ready for yet another main quest where I immediately leave Hogwarts to go kill a bunch of goblins in the countryside.
Now I'm really depressed.
The Sebastian storyline, well, it really should have been the main quest, or at least I think so. Drop the Chosen One thing that doesn't go anywhere interesting and has been done to death anyway. Drop the Goblin Rebellion that keeps us out of Hogwarts, and instead, what could have been so much more is a fleshed out version of Sebastian and Ominous' storyline, one that actually fits in with the rest of the game. As it is, the Ominous Sebastian questline is really good, but it's also pretty short. A fair amount of it happens without your involvement. And more importantly, it needed a lot of work to not be in constant disagreement with everything else that happens in this game. It's the Sebastian storyline that puts some of the most important choices this game has to offer in front of you, the ones related to getting involved with some of the darkest magic in this world. Those decisions, without exception, are presented as being super consequential points of no return, as they really needed to be if they were going to make any sense. But then, shocker, they aren't consequential at all. The second you step out of Sebastian's storyline, with only one exception, nothing you did within it matters, even a little bit.
I confess myself disappointed.
It's honestly kind of embarrassing looking back now, because when Hogwarts Legacy came out, this channel had about a quarter of the subscribers it does now, and as a very small channel, I was so excited at the time to make some Hogwarts Legacy content focused on the little things. You know, choices, consequences, and all the ways the game responds to your actions. As we all know now, despite that being a pretty huge part of the marketing, well, there really isn't any of that. I mean, you're free to become Death, destroyer of the Scottish countryside, all you want, but the actual choices you make in dialogue, the ones that should be game-changing, well, they mean absolutely nothing.
Nothing, of course.
As it turns out, and this was news to me after having read the books 40,000 times, well, the unforgivable curses are actually extremely forgivable. Your teachers don't care, your other friends don't care, Deke doesn't give a shit about anything other than the potions you brewed, so at least that's consistent. But point is, no one cares what unspeakable acts you've committed or what dark magic you've decided to tamper with, and let's be honest, it doesn't make any sense. Avalanche, please, if anyone from the studio is watching, I beg you to consider my offer. I would like to refund 50 Merlin trials and 27 bandit camps in exchange for even half of my choices having consequences. You can also have 250 square acres of the southern part of the map back. I'll throw that in for free. I'd also like to return the other 45 Merlin trials, plus I'll even include 24 empty caves in the pointless lockpicking minigame to sweeten the deal, in exchange for this game having a house point system, or more students to talk to, or companions that could join you on adventures, or a dueling club that lasts more than 10 minutes. I mean, seriously, what was that about? How do you introduce a dueling club, the perfect setup for fun, repeatable combat within Hogwarts, and then just get rid of it after a few minutes?
It's an outrage! It's a scandal!
You know, one not very convincing argument I've heard as to why an open world twice the size of Pangea was necessary is that without it, it wouldn't be possible to fit much combat in. To that I say, well, what? As it is, Hogwarts Legacy doesn't even come close to making the most of the combat opportunities that are already there in the iconic parts of the map, let alone Wizarding Hamlet number 27 or Plot of Land 713. Like, the Forbidden Forest's entire thing is that it's filled with dangers of every sort, and you never know what's around the next corner. In Hogwarts Legacy's Forbidden Forest, well, that couldn't be further from the truth. There's like 5 creature types to fight in total, and those same 5 are just repeated endlessly across the entire map.
Oh, there's more than werewolves in those trees, lad. You can be sure of that.
Now, despite the lack of enemy variety, I do like the combat in this game a lot. It's honestly pretty impressive how solid it ended up being. That said, the one complaint thrown out most often against it is that there just isn't enough there to keep it interesting for 60, 70, 80 hours. It was built for the more casual gamer, which, in my opinion, is totally fine and appropriate for a game like this. This isn't Dudley Souls. But like so many other areas of Hogwarts Legacy, its combat would have benefited greatly from less of a focus on quantity. You know, the same encounters spammed 50 times each, which is what you get, and instead a focus on a little more depth and some variety. Different enemy types can do a lot to keep simple combat feeling fresh, and this game just doesn't have the excuse of there being limited options. I mean, there's an entire spin-off Potter book just filled with dangerous creatures that are right there. And while I'm definitely not saying we needed all of them in this first game, it does feel like a major misfire to be spending most of your time fighting skeletons, wolves, and spiders in this world, one that offers dozens of very unique enemies, the kind that you couldn't get in a non-Wizarding World game. That's the part to really hammer home. There are so many bits and pieces of Hogwarts Legacy that don't take advantage of what this franchise already offers up on a silver platter.
As to that, most unfortunate. No one regrets more than I.
Part of the reason you haven't seen much Hogwarts Legacy content since launch, I think, has to do with this being a game that's really difficult to break down in a way that's fair, even when you're
All right, guys, we hit our goal for today. We actually started lettering the books. The main book is a little crooked, but we can come back and fix that on a turnaround. But our goal for this weekend was to get these books lettered. That's our last major part to this painting, and as soon as we get that done, like I said, I definitely want to get something else on canvas, so we'll definitely start a new canvas before we go to the next one. So the next piece is going to be another installment to the Whisper series. The canvas I want to start is going to be another installment to the Whisper series. I like the Whisper series a lot, almost as much as the Reader series. So I think I'm going to do a lot more of those coming up. And yeah, we did a good little 2 hours stream. It's really warm in here today. It looks like the clouds are rolling in now. We're supposed to get some bad weather tonight, but I'm about to go downstairs and cool off a little bit. You see me in here glowing. Like, appreciate you guys as always. Omizu, Wendy, P. I'll catch y'all next one. Y'all have a good evening. Peace. We out of here. Book's looking good. Thank you, bro. We'll get them. We'll get them a little bit straighter than that. We'll square them up a little bit more tomorrow. Y'all have a good one. Be easy.